Welcome to Swing Trading and Coffee. Mellow vibes and great swing trading. No moonboy hype, no BS, just pure technical analysis of the markets and a review of both my winning and losing trades. Before I go on, I have to let you know this content is not financial advice. It is only intended for educational purposes on swing trading. Now let's get into it. In the swing trading spotlight today, I have a couple that really stand out to me. Tesla, Opendoor, Webull, Lululemon, and a bunch of semis, mainly TSM, NVDA, AMD. And those are my top picks for this week that I'm going to be watching. I have some open positions in some I do not. And I'm going to break that down for you in just a moment. Before we do that, just have to take a look at the broad market, see what's going on. In the news, I did a news scan today and didn't find much more than worries about government shutdown, but that'll probably sort itself out. Also, a little bit of a anxiety about the Fed. It sounds like there is some internal conflict about the path moving forward. But the market got the rate cut. Things should calm down a bit. But anyway, market's looking pretty calm. We had a little bit of a shakeout, to be specific. And if you are a subscriber and you got to see my Monday video, I warned that we were getting very close to the top of this long-term channel we've been in for quite a while. And usually when you get to the top of the channel, you get a pullback. Sometimes you don't even get to the top of the channel. So on Tuesday, we had a red candle. So we had 3 green days and then we had a red candle. I was watching this intraday, and once it rejected off the same level as Monday's level, I opened up a hedge on the triple Qs. I bought some puts. And let's go over to the triple Qs. Very similar chart here, and then back to the SPY. The SPX, I mean. So I did buy the puts, and then they started coming, as the market started coming down, they started making money, but I drew this yellow line here where you see here we wicked above, so it was acting as support, and when we were below, it would wick above and come back down. So likewise, the same thing happened here. When that happened, I realized that buyers were stepping in. I got out of my puts here, locked in a little bit of money, not too much. The next day was a little bit wild, as you can see. But the good news is that we held the 13 and the 21 EMAs. And we stayed inside the channel. We did not get out of the channel, which is a good sign. You see this wick here off the EMA, a little bit of volatility. And then on Friday, right here, we broke above this resistance, or like micro resistance. It's not a major resistance, but it got through it, and we closed near the high of the day. So I am optimistic for next week, provided that nothing crazy happens in the news. The assumption is that this would continue up towards the top of the channel, because we had 2 here rejections at the bottom of the channel. So overall, looking good. Okay, first on the list is Tesla. I did a extensive video on this yesterday. Went into a deep dive about the technicals and all the different scenarios that could play out. But I'm just gonna go over this very briefly. We are at a resistance level here, and I'm watching how it's going to behave if we chop around, if we break out up here, or if we go down. So I have a small position here, waiting to see if we get a breakout. If not, I'm out. I would probably base I am having my stop here where the gap fill is. I mean, if it comes down to the gap for a fill and then bounces off the 21 EMA, that's great. And if you guys have any questions about these indicators or the EMAs or what I'm doing, just drop it down in the comments. The purpose of this channel is to be educational. I'm not here to give call outs on swing trades. I'm just sharing my process and showing you how my trades unfold day by day. So we can analyze them together and you can learn from here rather than losing money on the market. So I am going to make a video specifically on my swing trading strategy about these EMAs. It's a pretty simple strategy to follow for beginners. So I'm going to be working on that and I'll have it for you. So in regards to Tesla, my video is, I'm going to post it up top here and I am going to put it at the end of the video. So if you're a Tesla bull, really interested in it, go see that video. Opendoor. So the cool thing about this trade is that I did not enter at the top here. Lots of traders were looking at getting into the breakout. I watched it closely. It rejected clearly, and I decided, let me wait another day. If we get a confirmation candle that closes above, that's your confirmed breakout. And it never happened. And I figured if it can come down here to the trend line, which has been holding for a while, we could also get a little bit of a gap fill here because this gap is, could act like a magnet. But also this whole zone here, you have the gap, you have the 1321 EMA, and then you have the trend line up. So there's a lot of reason for it to come down, fill the gap, and bounce. So I waited to see what happened. As soon as we rejected off the support here, that was my entry. And hoping to get it up to 12 or 1377 based on fib levels, and I will just scale out as we go up. Next up, we have Webull. This one is a little bit of a slow trade, but it is starting to work out. You can see here that we have sort of like a bottom forming, and I want to draw your attention to this red line here. This is a anchored volume profile. Basically, it's the volume of trading at a specific price. And when you have this zone here and you're above it, it starts to act as support. It also coincides with this here previous resistance. We are above that resistance. And after a long consolidation for several weeks here. So I took my entry at this green candle I took my entry. It was one of these two here, either Tuesday or Wednesday. I got in on this. And then when we had this big green candle, I added into it. And then on Friday, we had this nice breakout, nice wick. And for targets, I'm looking at, first off, you have this resistance zone here, and then you have this second resistance zone here. So I'm targeting getting up into this area. When we get to the first resistance, I take a little bit off. We get up here, I take a little bit off. Now, again, where am I wrong? If this trade does not go my way, is this yellow line we have here. Below this yellow line, there's no point of staying in the trade, because if you break the point of control here and you break the support, this is going down. So nice risk to reward here, 12% to about, 23. Okay. 23 to about 12, almost 2 to 1. I am playing it with options. So the gains will be multiplied, and then, you can't lose more than what you put in to the options contract. Quick look at Ulta. This one I called out a couple days ago, and I told everyone, you got to watch this yellow line here. This is a very textbook breakout if we get above the line. See here, we couldn't get it above it once, twice, 3 times, and then now we're heading up for the 4th time. When the price action is that persistent that it keeps knocking into a level and keeps coming back, it tells you that this level eventually is going to start to weaken. And this here was Thursday. Thursday, I missed this breakout, and it was just barely above the line. And the next morning, as I saw it start to break out, I got in on this. with a 0 DTE option. It's kind of played it kind of like a lotto. The regular options didn't have much volume, so I just played this and I got out. Turned into a day trade. I don't typically day trade, but it was a swing trade. It turned into a day trade. So we'll see how this plays out. We have here at 558 resistance and 575, which corresponds with, we have resistance here, and I kind of like drew a line between them. And this is, you think of these as zones, not as hard stops here where it has to reject or break through. So targets 558, 575. We'll see what this does next week. If it comes down below this yellow line, that is going to be my stop on this. So great thing about this trade is you're not risking very much. You're just playing the breakout. And if it doesn't work out, you just stop out and wait for the next one. Lululemon, this one of my favorite plays working right now. You got to zoom out a bit, show you the long-term trend. We have come down so hard, so far down to where we were in 2020. So we've broken through so many support levels, but this one is probably going to be solid. We have a lot of volume here in the volume profile. You have a point of control and we are above it. So let's go back and see where we are here. See, we came down to the support and this point of control here, this high volume node, and bounced off. So this is the weekly. Let me switch back to the daily. I took an entry on this midweek, and as it started to break out here and show strength up against the EMAs, because you have these EMAs coming down. When you go back into them, they act as resistance. On the way up, they can act as your support. So I took my entry here, and then we had a red day, which was okay, no big deal. And then we had another green day, so I added in to a full position. So what needs to happen Monday or this coming week is to break above this EMA, and then here is your first resistance, your second maybe your 50, and then you have this zone up here which may be a heavy resistance zone because we had a lot of volume, as you can see. So I'm going to play this for a gap fill. You see here you have this big gap, and then hopefully, and I'll just scale out, and hopefully this can keep going. I would not be surprised if we get up, break this, and go much higher, because this stock has been beat down so heavily. If you get a decent rebound, especially if you break the 50 EMA, this thing could fly really fast. Not making predictions on how far it's going to go, but if you just look at the scale of this, we've gone down pretty much. Onto semis. Interesting things going on in the charts with semis. First, I want to show you TSM. I'm not trading this, but I just want to show you so we can compare this with NVIDIA and AMD, which AMD I do have a position in. So you have here a long-term uptrend. You can see here we're stepping up, and then we got into this consolidation. So this is like a flag pattern. So you kind of have like the pole and then the flag. Usually the angle sometimes is a bit like more upright, but doesn't matter. It's still flagging. And you'll see it here if we open it up a little bit more. And basically you chop around in this flag zone, and then once you break out, that is your entry long. That is a breakout. If you close above these levels and you get out of this channel, it's a breakout. So let's compare that to NVIDIA, see what NVIDIA is doing. NVIDIA is just trying to break out here. It just got out of this channel, the flag, and we have resistance in this box up here. So I am watching this. I may take a shot at NVIDIA. If we can get back above here, that would be a long. I could probably take the long in the box here as it approaches this resistance, and I could have my stops really tight here in case it pulls back. But looking for a big continuation because we had this long-term move up and then we had a long consolidation. So this is resetting for the next leg up. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. We need to watch the price action and see where it goes. AMD, very similar. I chose to get into AMD rather than NVIDIA for this reason. We have consolidated way more. It's like 19%, and where we are now is like a 14% drop from the top. Whereas NVIDIA, from the top to where we are is like 3%, to the bottom is like 9%, 9 or 10. So if both NVIDIA and AMD start to follow in the footsteps of TSM, we should get a very nice breakout like this. Very similar charts, right? AMD has a little bit more resistance. You see this arrow here. I drew it at this point of control, high volume area. Once this gets through, this is my long. I will add into this. I'm already long on this, but once it breaks through here, I'll add, and this could shoot up. It may struggle a little bit at this high 186, but we'll see how it goes. So I'm gonna watch NVIDIA, see if this continues. This is showing strength because we have broken out and we had a little bit of retracement and an indecision day, but this should get going if the broad market holds. And here's one bonus for you guys, SMCI. We have this long-term trend line here. Let me zoom out some more so you can get a big picture. And if this continues to respect the trend line, and it looks like it did here, let me enlarge that. You see here, it rejected and held. It went up, and now it's in like a consolidation. And then our next step is to come up here where we have a really big gap right here. See, we're seeing this consistently in a lot of stocks, is that we have come down and then there's this gap above that needs to be filled. So if they may all, well, not all, but a lot of stocks may play out the same way if the market continues up and we fill this gap. So I did buy some calls roughly a week ago when this started to, when it broke out of this red line here, which corresponds with a resistance level, previous support here. Once we broke out of here, and then I took a small position, and then once it came up here, I added in. Now we just need to see it break through and fill up to this gap. See how it goes. And just a quick look at Bitcoin. Yeah, roller coaster ride. We have a trend line here, and we have another one here. So about a week ago, we were going upwards, respecting this trend line. All right, great, we're safe. We bounced off the trend line, and we're headed up to take out the highs, and it just went straight down. So I told everybody, if this here, this line breaks, and I made a video specifically just to show you this trend line, if this breaks, it's going to get bloody, and it did. It not only broke this one, it broke this one. And now this is a reason for concern. Looking at this zoomed out a bit, you see here, this zone on the left, that is the zone we just broke. We're barely hanging on the cliff here with Bitcoin. So if we see it come back up, what I said is if we see it come back up to this trend line, retrace, struggle, and then reject, that tells you that we now have a downtrend forming. So you got to watch out how this plays out. Very critical area here. I'm not going short on it. Bitcoin can be very volatile. Whole crypto market can. But if we get above here, above this line, this for me is a great long. I am looking for that to see if it happens. I did have some IBIT calls last week. I got stopped out when this mess happened. However, I did hold on to my Ethereum, my ETH-A calls, and they're not doing bad. Well, it's doing bad, but it seems to be holding this zone. So, and our pullback on Ethereum wasn't that huge. So, see how crypto does. Chainlink, this one is a very unique one. It's actually has a bull flag here. This is a very bullish chart compared to everything else in crypto. And this is starting to look like a cup and handle formation, but you need this handle to start coming up here and break through this yellow line. This line right here needs to be broken. And when you have a cup and handle, you take this height here from the top to the bottom, and then you just measure it upwards. That'll take you to, I believe, about $44. I think that's why I have that line up there. Solana, we are breaking out of the channel, and this does not look good. It really does not. It looks like we came out, we retraced, and we rejected. And not trying to be alarmist here, but the fact that the crypto market is pulling back like this, and the broad market is still kind of holding better, this may be an early warning sign, being that crypto is a high risk asset. It's risk on. So when you see risk on starting to cut back on their positions, you just got to watch out. Back to the SPY chart, I just want to show you this was a little bit of a contrarian analysis where we have this wedge. Oh, that's messy. We have this ascending wedge, and usually when you have an ascending wedge, it breaks to the downside. It doesn't have to go. There's no rule about how far it has to go, but it can break. It's not the best ascending wedge because you have 1 point here of contact and two. You only have 2 points of contact on the bottom. Top, you have more. 1, 2, 3, roughly. No, here, 1, 2, and 3. So we'll see. It has broken out of this wedge. It could go a little bit lower, sideways. We will see. No reason to be concerned, but just an interesting analysis of the SPY. Before I leave, guys, I just want to tell you this channel I started about 3 weeks ago as an experiment, and I've been having a lot of fun doing this, but I need to get your feedback on how I can improve this. So, drop your questions in the comments. Anything about swing trading, I can analyze charts for you, but I do not offer personalized advice. This is just technical analysis. Anything you want analyzed, let me know. And if you have any suggestions on how to improve, any topics you'd like covered, let me know. Please subscribe so we can grow this channel. In 3 weeks, went over 200 subscribers. May not sound like a lot, but it's good traction for a new YouTube channel. We'll see where this goes. If I get a lot of likes and a lot of subscribers, I will continue doing this. And if not, maybe I'll go and start an OnlyFans account. Anyway, peace out, guys. I will update you during the week. Don't forget to check out the Tesla video above. Peace.